Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Demon Slayer. Last time around we had swordsmen accompanying a demon. Yes, that's like trying to say edited it out. When you edit something out, you edited it out. Edited it out. Accompanying a demon. Yes. Anyway, Tanjiro went off to his first mission and found the demon that has been eating little girls. Well, I say little girls. They say 16. I guess that's not exactly little. You say little girl, you imagine like a 6-year-old, not like a 16-year-old, but not the point. I guess we're not here to get semantic over what kind of girls the demons are eating. Anywho, he's eating girls. He's not eating demons. If he was eating demons, that'd be a different story altogether. But yeah, so Tanjiro is dealing with that, and he wasn't doing very well. Then Nezuko popped out of her new box, and we learned that Urokodaki actually used some hypnotic suggestion on Nezuko so that she would fight the demons and never harm a human, which was pretty cool. So yeah. So now we've got a tag team going against these demons, which is pretty great. So yeah. That was pretty much that. So like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Demon Slayer. Here we go. Alrighty. Time to bring up my laptop. Laptop-kun, because I got voices to look up. Voices to look up without spoilers. Okay, I thought so. So the swamp demon, while he was yelling, I thought to myself, you know what? That sounds like Mista from Golden Wind. It is Mista from Golden Wind. He also voices the Great Deku Tree in Breath of the Wild. That's interesting. So yeah, so there's a big one. He definitely sounded like Mista. As soon as it got back to the one that was yelling, I was like, that sounds like Mista. Alright. Muzan... What the hell is his name? Kibutsuji. I'm really gonna try to remember that. Voice actor, so I don't have to have any spoilers. Greg Chun. Okay, let me look around. In the new Fire Emblem game, he plays Ike and Ephraim. Oh, he plays Garo in One Punch Man Season 2. Oh, he played in Duel in Stardust Crusaders. And that's all I got. Well, I would know him if I ever watched Evangelion. Oh well. Maybe I'll watch that someday. Alrighty. Well, that was quite an encounter, wasn't it? That was quite an encounter where... Okay, so this guy... I mean, he can't just be a standard demon, you know? Because he's the first one. He has to be different. And he's the only one who can make a demon, too. And he obviously recognized immediately that Tanjiro was a demon slayer, you know? So this is definitely how they do this. Now, the interesting thing is that, you know, Tanjiro was sent to Tokyo to deal with a demon. Did they know it was him? Did the Demon Slayer Corps know that they were sending Tanjiro, you know, very, very green, you know, just finished his first mission, Tanjiro Kamado, to face Muzan Kibutsuji. I'm gonna try to get that name. I don't know. I'm gonna guess they didn't. I mean, I guess they don't really They just hear that things are happening, and so they send their demon slayers, If they had known it was him, they probably wouldn't have sent Tanjiro, Probably would have sent a group, But yeah, so this guy he is a demon. He's 100% a demon. But apparently he's living a normal life. A normal life as a human. He's got a wife and a daughter. I don't know. He's given off some, Kira vibes, eventually when, Kira gets his new face. Some Führer vibes from Full Metal, Stuff like that. It's like, oh, he's just living this normal life. Nobody really knows that he's a demon, Which is interesting. It's interesting. It makes you question. It's like, okay, well, is he able to go out in the day? I don't know. We don't really know. So, oh man, and Tanjiro ran off without Nezuko. That's rough. That's really rough. That's definitely rough that he ran into him like that, And then yeah, just one little scratch and he makes a demon. Makes you question though. It's like when does he choose to make demons? Like, he killed Tanjiro's family. What was like the thought process of turning Nezuko? Or is that like just something he does? Every time he goes and feeds, he does turn one of them into a demon, But then, he doesn't seem to be like a leader of demons, Like he does, at least I don't think he is. He kind of just seems to be himself, so I don't think he really cares about like the well-being of demons, That's tricky. That's really, really tricky. So, but yeah, other stuff from this episode. I'm accidentally pulling my tablecloth. Other stuff from this episode. We did have the tag team, which was good, and that made sense. I like that Tanjiro had Nezuko protecting the two of them instead, because then he was able to go all out with his swings and everything, So that was really good. I like that. And it's also good because on the one hand, it's like, oh yes, have Nezuko come in and help. On the other hand, it's like, man, nobody else gets this kind of, treatment. Or not really treatment, but nobody else gets this, like, assist in the form of their really, really strong sister, So it's one thing where I'm like, oh, so, Tanjiro gets the help. All right, that's fine. But then he did take out all three of those demons, So I kind of like that. It's not that I'm against Nezuko helping. It's that it's like, all right, Tanjiro trained for this, I want him to be able to take out these demons. That's his job, Have Nezuko there as support. Have her there as support. So that was good. Went underground into the swamp. And was able to take out those two guys. Again, just kind of going all out, using that whirlpool move. So, that was good. I like the distinction that... Nezuko doesn't have any formal training or anything. That all of her strikes, while very strong, are very predictable once you get the hang of them. So I like that it's like, yeah, she is stronger than, I guess, your average demon. But at the same time, she has no skill, So that was really interesting. I like that. It basically means that Nezuko is not just the, easy victory, basically. You can't just pull out Nezuko and be like, oh, and we won, So I like that. Even though, yeah, again, just her coming in, like, it gives off some, like, early Mikasa vibes from Attack on Titan, when she would run and beat the shit out of those kids trying to bully Eren, Except, this would be like that if Eren was also, like, good and competent on top of that. Man, every time I watch an anime, the more I kind of hate Eren Yeager, because I'm like, oh, this dude sucks. Like, I'll watch Full Metal and be like, I like Edward Elric. I'll watch Code Geass and be like, oh my god, fucking Lelouch is brilliant, you know? Like, Lelouch is basically doing the rumbling, except it worked, and it makes sense, and he's totally justified. And then I watch this, and it's like, well, hey, at least Tanjiro can wield a fucking sword, you know? Just like with every passing day, I just like shit more on Eren Yeager. So, that's beside the point. We're here to talk about Demon Slayer. Anyway. So yeah, so that was interesting. And again, that was a good fight. I liked it. And then we had the whole thing of... Well, first off, we had Muzan silencing them. And I don't know if people say Muzan or if they say Kibutsuji. I think I'm going to default to Muzan just because it's easier for me. So, I don't know. There's a whole... I feel like there's not really a debate because nobody cares. But I feel like it's kind of a thing in some anime where it's like... You know, you go over to My Hero Academia, it's almost always, like, you say their last name, you know, Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki, all that stuff, and that's fine, but then you come over to stuff like this, and it's like, well, we don't call him, you know, Kamado, we call him Tanjiro, you know? It's like, that's just kind of a thing with different anime, I find, and being a reactor, I only bring this up because I have to say their names on camera all the friggin' time, you know? So... I'm going with Muzan just because it's easier for me, so. And again, nobody cares. Nobody actually cares, you know, which name you use. It's just something I think about because, I don't know, I'm stupid or something. Anyway, but yeah. But he scares all of his demons into silence, which is interesting. And it's honestly interesting, again, you know, just the different, I guess just different levels of demons, because Nezuko was clearly... made as a lower demon, you know? Like, I feel like he has different, like, tiers of demons, where, like, you know, the guy he turned, you know, just on the streets of Tokyo, that guy, I think that is just, like, base level demon, you know? But I guess it could be that it's, like, it's not just that it's base level, but that's just what, you know, I guess newborn demons are like, you know? So... But I feel like Nezuko, while being ridiculously strong, is still kind of at that level. Whereas the Swamp Demon was more... I guess, advanced. At least capable of speech, you know? So... Which I guess you could, again, if you wanted to sort of relate this to Attack on Titan, is sort of the different levels of Titans in Attack on Titan, you know? Although... The only ones that talk, well, that gets a little complicated, so we won't go into that. So I would say there are probably different like different degrees, different types of demons that he makes, and Nezuko is probably on the lower end, but she's ridiculously strong because she was asleep for 2 years, you know. So, and yeah, I guess that's the thing. I didn't even think about it. It's like, oh, like obviously he doesn't recognize Tanjiro because. He hightailed it after... He hightailed it before Tanjiro got back there. But I was thinking, it's like, oh, would he recognize Nezuko, you know, as a demon, as someone he turned into a demon, you know? But I would honestly imagine he probably doesn't, and that was 2 years ago. He probably, you know, if this guy's been alive for 1,000 years, he probably just doesn't keep track of any of that, you know? But I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We had the whole thing with Kazumi, that, yeah, you know, he lost his fiance, which is terrible, but I mean, it's a terrible thing, but, you know, maybe you could say it's like, well, there's closure there, like, yeah, yes, it's unfortunate that she's dead, but you also know that this will never happen again, you know? This demon will not go after any girls again, because, well, he's fucking dead, you know? I don't know. It's a tough thing, but I like... Tanjiro being like, you know, you have to go on no matter what, and him realizing, oh, he had to have gone through something like that, which I feel like every Demon Slayer has to go through something like that. I mean, I don't know, that asshole from 2 episodes ago probably didn't, but I don't know, maybe he did, maybe that's why he's angry, you know, maybe that's why he's angry, but I feel like pretty much every Demon Slayer has to go through something like that in order to be interested. Like, I don't think anybody joins, you know, the Demon Slayer Corps for the health benefits, you know? So, Like, they're not here for the insurance or to pay for, college or anything. Like, I feel like everybody who becomes a demon slayer has a reason for it, So, yeah. So that was interesting. And then, yeah, Tokyo. I absolutely love that because, like, I don't know. See, I don't know much Japanese history. And maybe... And I know it's kind of, this isn't really like a meme on the channel, but it's like an internal joke for me that I've referenced several times on here that I do have a degree in history. I have a bachelor's degree in history. It does nothing for me. Like, I can't recall stuff. Now, my dad's way better at that. My dad is way better about history in general. Now, he probably wouldn't have too much knowledge in Japanese history, but yeah, it's just kind of a funny thing when I say that. But at the very least, I'm interested in the history, and this, being in the Taisho period, is a really interesting period to throw this into. And yeah, where like the previous episodes have all, I feel like, been in sort of rural Japan, more out into the countryside, even just these small towns. I love going and seeing Tokyo, early 1900s Tokyo, because the early 1900s is just an interesting, time period aesthetically for, sort of modern works of fiction. But I love now, because it's in Japan, let's see what that looks like in Tokyo. And that's really great, It's not quite the Tokyo, you see nowadays in high school romance animes or anything, or just videos about Japan. But it's not quite, the other towns that we saw in this show. So I really like that. I love seeing Tokyo in this. And yeah, it's honestly really funny that Tanjiro got overwhelmed by Tokyo, So yeah. But what's going on with Muzan? Why is he like chill? Why is he like a family man, He's got his own daughter. He's got his own waifu. What's going on, man? Michael Jackson looking motherfucker. He really does look like Michael Jackson, honestly. Like the hair, the hat, the outfit. It's like they had to have modeled that right. Like, I don't know. But that's such a weird choice for, the main demon, But I don't know. A lot of questions after this episode, but I'm very curious to see where we are going to be going. So yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Demon Slayer reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.